make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Support? Support. Thank you, Mike.
Is that for a year?
Yes. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Ostman?
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster?
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace?
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace?
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont?
Yes.
7 no, pass. We're down to 10C, the Legal Service of Northern Michigan Letter of Support for NIMSCA grant at 7.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I was approached by the sitting on the board of NIMSCO to ask for a letter of support for this group, which they do in the multi-county area within the district of NIMSCO serves. So I'd like to make the motion to sign a letter of support for legal services in Northern Michigan grant application.
I'll support that.
It's in the works. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Claremont?
Yes.
Commissioner Wallace?
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield?
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace?
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster?
Yes.
Thank you, Board, that's carried. We're down to the add-on, which is D, the vehicle purchase, that's on your table.
Yeah, we sent out requests for bid for the purchase of 2 vehicles. Could either be Chevy, Jeeps, or Ford. We received 6 bids. The comparable bid is Cornelius for 2026 Jeep Compasses in the amount of $28,563. Our recommendation is award purchase 2 2026 Jeep Compass Latitudes in the amount of $57,126 to move those out of the group and authorize the chair to sign. Authorize any necessary documents.
You have it before you, what's your pleasure, Board?
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion to award the purchase of the 2 2026 Latitudes 4x4s in the amount of $57,126 to the Cornelius Auto Group.
I would support that, Mr. Chairman.
Moved and supported. Any further questions or discussion? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Wallace?
Yes.
Commissioner Claremont?
Yes.
Commissioner Eustace?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yes.
Commissioner Ostman?
Yes.
Commissioner Warfield?
Yes.
Commissioner Sangster?
Yes.
Thank you, Board, that's carried 7-0.
Can I just ask a question about that? Do we keep the data on repairs and maintenance, vehicle time, so you can look over fleet costs, just one a little?
Yeah, we do have that information.
Just sometimes as we get several vehicles, if you see a pattern over repairs, and I know you have, just make sure.
Yeah, we, whichever type or brand we might buy, they go through their peaks and valleys
Sure.
of maintenance
Well,
costs.
yeah, those are good vehicles for the price of some, but, so, I just needs to know.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
Board matters for discussion.
Mr. Chair, if I may, being a resident of Grant Township and what Grant Township supervisor contacted me, and I think they are certainly leading the way with starting this debris cleanup and allowing the residents of Grant Township some access to debris removal. And I know the Grant Township supervisor is here, Gil Shambo, and I would hope that other townships would kind of follow his lead. I don't know, Mr. Chair, can Gil just give a quick
Absolutely.
explanation? Gil, if you'd step up and just a quick explanation, I think that would be great.
Good to see you, Gil, without web feet.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I'm Bill Archambault, what you know now. What we did was, I had talked to Jeremy several different times, and he does everything in like the stages. You have to do it 1, 2, 3, you know, so it was a ways away before any debris removal could even be talked about at that point in time. special meeting of our board, and we agreed, we have a dumpster weekend in the summer and the fall. That's Friday and Saturday. So we agreed to every Saturday before our spring cleanup one, which is like 3 weeks away, we are gonna take all the debris removal from a Grant Township resident. I just have to prove their residence, proof of residency. They can bring their refrigerator, stoves, anything, no garbage of any kind, no food items. That has to be disposed of in a normal way. But right now, along the edge of Black Lake, the people are cleaning out their places because they were evicted or, now they can start working on it and get it back. And they can't wait. You can't wait for 2 or 3 weeks. They have to have it now. All the dumpsters in the whole township or in the whole county are called for, taken. And not only that, but they can't get dumpsters back to some of these places even though their places drain now, the water's down about 2 feet, which is tremendous. So we have to have a cleanup, and I really want to do what I can for our residents, and this is like the first step. Hopefully, I'm going to talk to everyone that I can about when these dumpsters can take place, Jeff. I don't know how far away they actually are, because the last time I talked to Jeremy, it was gonna be 3 weeks, and it's too far, it's too long. So, we'll do what we can and make it happen.
Mr. Chair, I just think that's a very proactive approach, and the township understands that. They probably won't get reimbursed for the cost, but I just think it's a proactive approach. I think it's a great idea, and I hope that other townships may consider following Gill's lead.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to get reimbursed, it's just gonna be money out of pocket, but it's for our people, that's what it's all about.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other board member comment?
I have a question, Chairman. Are we gonna put together some type of a team to evaluate, the causes of this flooding and review all aspects of what happened? I know OEM did an outstanding job in organizing and managing this flooding issue. But do we know why this happened and all aspects of why it happened? I know the city of Cheboygan has gotten a lot of negative feedback about the turbines not running. Many people think it's the city's fault, but the city has no control over those turbines. They're privately owned. There's nothing in their ordinance that requires them to make those turbines operable. There's nothing they can do. So it's, I guess what I'm trying to get to is, do we know, or all aspects of what occurred that caused this event? Because there are certainly some things that weren't done properly prior to this massive snow melt and rain event. So my question is should we form a team of people to evaluate this entire operation, or is it already done?
So, Mr. Chair, if I may, because I know Jeremy stepped away, but part of your Office of Emergency Management, you have the phases, and we are getting close, as Jeremy said, to the recovery phase. But the last phase of your emergency management is called an AAR, After Action Review. And that is when all the players from the state, Fed, the county, the locals, that's where they will get together and they will discuss just what you're talking about. It's called an After Action Review. It is part of the OER. is at the last phase of recovery.
And also, and being on the ground here this week with everybody, and they've come up with some really neat stuff. Jeremy's talked about flying with a fixed wing, between the drone and all this footage, what they've done, what's the name of the when the maps come back, they calculate. I mean, we've learned a lot about what, and now all this imagery that they have in the drain, this is again, this is, like I was told Congress, this is a 1,700 square mile drain. We're draining water from Montmorency County. With now all this topical stuff, they get some pretty good calculations. I mean, I couldn't argue with them. If they tell you right down to the gallon by volume how much is coming through that. So there's been a lot of stuff learned on that level. I think, many things. With the Black Watershed, we learned a lot from that. The engineers having all the drawings in place and stuff. So there's been a lot of good information. To Commissioner Claremont, yes, I've been talking about that. But there is a lot of questions to ask as I've been raising these questions. FERC is the one here, and the county's been requesting that information for over 8 years. And we've been stonewalled with that information. So there's so many things that we've done right. But again, there's more we can do. I can't say that at this time.
You're right though, Tom, the gorilla in the room is, are we gonna be able to keep them turbines going? Otherwise, it'll gain again on at this stage. That's the big question. Sheriff, you got any thought on that?
No, sir, just, I will say, that the owners of the turbines were very cooperative during this process. They indicated to Jeremy and I, to the city manager, that they wish they could have had them operational sooner, but they didn't have the financial means to do it. And so when the state of emergency was declared, the state stepped in, the state paid the bill to get the turbines operational. So the owners didn't try and stonewall us, they didn't try and say, no, you can't turn them on. They were cooperative through the entire event. And I know the county's been trying for years to get them operational, but whether it's true or not, their story was that they did not have the financial means after the fire and after everything that happened to do the repairs that were required to make them operational. So after the state of emergency was declared, that allowed the state of Michigan to pay the bill to make them operational. So now they're operational. Whether they gotta be paid back, how that all works, that's that's different. But hopefully that answers at least the turbine portion of the question. And the DNR, I can't think of his name right now, but the director for the region out of Gaylord, I've talked with him a few times, and he is working on that and has been in touch with Jeremy for, like Commissioner Claremont said, for the after action review. So they are working on a lot of that.
Chairman,
Please.
Just a few points of clarity, because I think it's
Yeah.
important, especially when it overlaps into some recent rulings by Judge Rock here. I think a common misconception is that the hydro can be owned by someone. And according to FERC and according to recent rulings in our courts, that unit is not able to be separated from the physical property. It is a fixture of the property. It was specifically designed for that property. You can have a lease to operate it. If you were to own the property that is associated with that turbine, you could own it. But the gentleman you're referring to.
I said owner.
But I mean, it's just,
You're
it
correct, yeah.
sounds like semantics, but it's really quite important, especially because of the lawsuit filed by the city. So the gentleman he's referring to is a power company that actually specializes, has some DM experience, but they also crypto mine. And they have been interested in that hydro operation going back 2 years. Mr. Bob Pulte was approached by this owner with an interest to partner with the then project that was being discussed, and there was no interest for that. So they have a lease agreement with the HAM paper entity, and they did submit a letter to FERC stating it was their intent, if they could get a parcel split, and if they could find a purchase power agreement with Consumers Energy to be amicable, that they would pursue owning it and parceling that piece off. So that's really valuable to realize that, yes, they were in there, yes, they have an interest in operating this piece of machinery, but no, they do not own it. It's owned by HAM Paper, who's under filing, and
Thanks for clarifying. A lot of that.
Yeah, very good.
Citizen comments.
Continuing on what I wanted to say earlier. Right now, we have 4 families in Strokewater Lane that are homeless. And we have shelters that were closed prematurely. Right now, out of the goodness of some owners' heart in sending this Mackinac County, they have my mother 76 and me 52 in a hotel. Whereas there's people of the county of Cheboygan in helping their citizens, has to be Mackinac County to help Cheboygan County people. That this is a joke. Okay. You had El Verno Fire Hall that's supposed to be a shelter. Again, turns people away. You have Benton Township Hall closed prematurely. You had Benton Township Community Center closed prematurely. You had KFC is probably is closed already. All with cots. You know, you have people that are elderly, you know, that can't get on a cot and be turning people away. You know, I mean, you know, what are we gonna do, you know, with all these homes that are destroyed? I mean, you know, you have people who cannot get to these cleanup places to dump their stuff out of their houses. I mean, how are we gonna handle that? I mean, you know, my mother's 76. We have 4 homes. We have to put her out. We have, you know, that far off the cement slab we have to remove and get rid of. I mean, what are we gonna do? I mean, is the county gonna help us with, because now we have to get a electrical inspection before we can occupy the house. We now have to get a mechanical inspection to occupy the house, and we have to get a certificate of occupancy to occupy those houses. So is the county going to offer those at no cost to us? Or are we gonna have to pay a private contractor to do this? I mean, people don't have the resources like, you know, to do this. So what is the county gonna do? Are they gonna offer free electrical inspections, mechanical inspections, and free inspection for certificate of occupancy? I mean, yet that wasn't discussed at all in this thing. I had to bring it up. You know? I mean, you know, it's like, what are we doing here? I mean, you know, we're supposed to, you know, it's our money that's sitting in this county, $5 million, supposed to be able to be used by us in the county. This is not a slush fund for the, you know, for the county. That's our money sitting in your treasury, $5 million. Every year, Coffee Walden comes in, says, well, we gotta have $5 million in the coffers. Oh, we have to have this in the coffers. Well, you know what? It's our money. Get it back to us so we can help, we can get our properties in order. Same thing with the state. You guys need to get with the state and the federal government and get our money back so we can use it. We are being severely.
Thank you, Louis. That's
Severely.
kind of we all fleshed out, and it will be.
Well, we have people that are homeless right now. You need to get people,
You need to get them in shelters or recommend places for them to go.
my mother's 76, she has a bad back with cemented disc in her back. She can't be on a cot. You should know that. You're running at the head of the table.
Just so you understand, you're not the only one. There's families all through the whole county and other counties.
Yeah, well, we had to save the city of Cheboygan, sacrifice Black Lake. Uh-huh. Those poor condos right over here, you had to sacrifice, or you had to save for Black Lake, Black River. You couldn't open up that dam.
I'm not so sure you're correct on all your assumptions. but
Oh, it's
usually-
the fact.
Usually it's not at this stage of the game, so
Yeah.
just give it a little time.
You don't have time.
Moving on, board member comment.
Yes, Mr.
Oh,
Chairman.
sorry.
I wanted
Allison,
to
come
get
right
aired
up.
out before.
Come right
I
up.
came to the podium. Okay. My name's Allison Studer, and in all this talk of the flood and conversations, we need to, if you do have a $5 million fund, maybe some of that does need to be released for these families and so forth that are homeless. I mean, what shelters do we actually have that can help the elderly and so forth, and that aspect? We got a hospice place right over here. Why can't we open that up and have beds and stuff as a house, so the elderly will have good beds and stuff to sleep on? Also, we can't, I know Jeremy, you gotta go through the rigmarole of the law. We can't wait until everybody can get into their homes to access their flood. The people that can need to get that stuff out of there now. Living in the south, you will have mildew and everything if you let it sit. It needs to get cleaned. So dumpsters, get them from other states, I don't care. They need help. And also, look at data mining centers, since that was brought up, and the pollution and stuff, and the problems for the watersheds before you destroy the whole watershed. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. Anyone else? Board member comment.
Just a couple. To the fact that data centers, our moratorium does not affect the work anywhere inside the city limits. So, you know, when we put moratoriums on data centers and all this information, the cities that's up to them to decide that moratorium. I think it's to the point, I don't think it's a good use of their property to put a data mining center in there. With that, incentives, which is all I have.
Comments? Tom? Mike? I'm all set.
Yeah, just a couple things, Mr. Chairman. I'm curious if we've gotten any closer to setting a date for our planning meeting for this year. It's scheduled in May, a day or two away now. And also the conceivability of inviting the planning commission to that joint, into a joint meeting with our planning group. Are we getting closer to picking a date or establishing a date?
On date, well,